The expansions, they are coming to Epic Universe. The Walt Disney World Resort is trying to catch up, but it turns out they might not even have their Tom Sawyer takeover finished. That's the Cars attraction before Epic is done going to their phase 2. And we know now where that is likely going for Dark Universe. BioReconstruct says aerial photo of the expansion pad of Dark Universe. Folks, if you need to get your bearings, like, what's the guy who eats all the terrible foods? What's that guy's name? LA Beast. Like, if you need to get your bearings like the LA Beast. Boy, that's a callback on YouTube. Is he still around? Here's Dark Universe. This is where you typically walk in. And right here where you see my cursor moving, if you do, there's a castle. Okay, that castle is the Monsters ride. And over here is the windmill. And in between those is where this expansion is likely to go. And it's a big one. It's a big expansion because this building over here is massive. It's huge. And all of the expansion is going behind there. And that's going to be a major advance. Why, though, would they be doing this instead of an entirely new land? Well, we've got answers for that, folks. So let's take a look and see. BioReconstruct also sharing this one, and we're big fans of BioReconstruct. Video of Epic Universe fireworks testing seen from the side of Sand Lake Road, which conveys the scale of the show. And it's a big one, just like the expansion. We're going to play it for you without the audio on. This is why I believe they're expanding Dark Universe first, is because the fireworks, they're coming. It's a massive show. And we've talked about how Epic Universe wants to stay open later, maybe even have a specially ticketed night event. But unlike Disney, where they do this, for Mickey's Not So Scary and The Very Merry Christmas and yada, yada, Epic may want to do this all the time. And so to do so, you need more attractions that operate well in the evening. Well, where do people want to go at night? Everybody says we want to go to Dark Universe at night. We want to see it because that's when it's, the most apropos to visit the monsters, is when the stars are out, when the moon is in the sky. I see a bad moon rising, right? Well, I think this goes hand in hand, actually. These giant fireworks and what they're planning nightly now at Epic Universe, plus this expansion they're doing to Dark Universe. When you combine these together, I think they're preparing to take on Walt Disney as the premier nighttime venue. Culture, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on the fireworks and Dark Universe being rushed into now, I suppose, the ultimate experience for the evenings in Central Florida.
Well, you know what? I'll suggest a couple of things. One, this was already planned when they were developing the land. So
that's right. Yep.
They have years of material that they want to build, and they have years of ideas. When they blue sky something, they actually hang on to those drawings and they don't bury them in a museum somewhere. So with that being part of the plan, I'm not surprised that this is coming so quickly. I'm not surprised that there's 12 air conditioning units on that building either. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I mean, you're talking about massive area where this ride's going to happen. Now, this is just one of 3 potential expansions for Epic Universe alone. And in fact, there might be more. You can certainly correct me, Pro, but Disney can't even get one done in the time that maybe Universal's done with 3. That's embarrassing.
That's what it's looking like.
But I'm going to say this, by creating more reasons to stay, in the parks after dark, I think they can capture an audience that Disney has slowly lost over the years, especially people who love fireworks, because Disney doesn't do fireworks the way they used to, Pro.
Well, let's run this as an idea. Okay. Yeah. So Epic is constantly at capacity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if they start offering a new ticket where it lets you in at 6 p.m. and then you can stay sort of in the same way that Disney has their, premium hotel, extra magic hours at Magic Kingdom. If they allowed you to stay in the park, if you have one of those after dark tickets that starts at like 6 p.m., if that lets you stay till 1 or 2 a.m., then they're basically doubling the number of ticketable days that they have. So 365 turns into whatever 365 times 2 is. I don't want to run those numbers in my head fast. Somebody else can. But 365 times 2, you get to the point then where you can start actually lifting beyond what Disney's numbers are for attendance. And I think that's the plan here.
Well, it makes perfect sense. And not only that, you can create a lot of value in staying at one of their resorts. Let's say you stay at the Planet Hollywood Resort, or you stay at, or no, it's the Hard Rock, excuse me. You stay at the Hard Rock Resort, or you stay at, what's the other super fancy one?
Helios.
Yeah, you stay at Helios. Well, those tickets are thrown in for free with your stay. So now you're going to fill your resorts to capacity,
Right.
and have a separate ticketed day event or an evening event.
Yeah, what we've heard is they might let people stay in Celestial Park. That's the middle of the park.
Yeah.
And then you have to present your after hours or your evening ticket to go into through the portals into the lands.
Well, I mean, if you can double, by going to 730 ticketable during the day and the night,
Right.
which is what the math was.
730, yeah.
730. You all of a sudden pass Disney, and you make them look silly. And you don't think Disney counts the stupid Christmas
and you double your
party
revenues, Culture.
Yeah.
You double your
Yeah.
revenues. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Food and drink at night is going to be the interesting thing, because I think people are more likely to go with less inhibitions and Epic, and have sample more of the food and the beverages that are available. So yeah.
And MJ, here's the other thing I think about this, and we'll try to skip ahead in the video to Dark Universe. I think the planning here. No, that's Donkey Kong. Come on, let's get it. There we go. MJ. I think this is the perfect way to advertise when they get ready to start this nighttime ticket. If they can really rush and get Dark Universe expanded, you think about the synergy of, hey, we're open at night, and there's this new thing at Dark Universe that's going to blow your mind. You put those two things together, and you've got a marketing masterpiece here, I believe.
Absolutely. But it goes back to what you guys were saying, the crowd levels, and I don't think the park is ready for that capacity. People are going to go bonkers when they hear about that, if they do decide to do that. I know they do control their ticket sales fairly well on the website. They will not allow a certain amount of guests on certain days, because I've done that test and trial myself.
By the way, real quick, MJ, as we're walking towards the castle in this video, it would be to the left. Once you get to the castle, you'll take a left, and that is where the expansion is going.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. Yeah, because that's going to be a kind of across from where the werewolf ride is. So that's cool. Perfect. And yeah, and they need it. They totally need it. It's a great park, and like you guys were saying before, once people hear about the expansion, they're going to be. I think people are waiting to experience and go for their first time once everything is, the expansions are done and there's more things to do. Not that this park isn't grandiose enough, but yeah, it needs expansion so that it can reach its capacity for everyone to be able to enjoy, because it's really difficult to get a ticket on certain days of the month and the year. We've all tried that, and even for annual pass holders. I mean, there's certain days that are just completely booked. And this attraction right here, Monsters Unchained, they seem to do a pretty good job about getting everyone on and off. I think the most wait time is like 20 minutes.
That's a best ride, I think, in any theme park anywhere.
Yes, absolutely. They've done so I can just imagine with the expansion, the new ride or whatever, hopefully it's a dark ride. It'll be a people eater, and you will have a smooth, relaxing day, because you're not going to be stuck in a line, and you don't need to buy express.
By the way, I just remembered we need to add this to the segment. I don't know if you guys have heard this. There is a very strong rumor. In fact, I don't even know that it's rumor any longer, but there's a very strong rumor that they are going to have specialized 1-minute fireworks in each of the lands, at least 2 of them to start off with, but likely more thereafter, so that where you are will change your firework experience. I don't know if it's the beginning of the fireworks or the end. I'm assuming it's the beginning, but you'll actually have your own specialized fireworks show depending on where you are at Epic.
Absolutely. We actually saw that clip last week on the Vashkai Parkcast. Beautiful. You could see it from the pool at one of the resorts. Amazing views. Absolutely stunning.
So, Ron, everybody says Epic needs more rides. It looks like they're adding a new attraction. And I want to say, too, we have somebody out there who may be watching or may be watching at some point, and we just want to let them know, I think this is probably what you were talking about not so long ago. Ron, your thoughts on Epic adding more attractions? How many do they need to get to in order for this park to feel like the kind of place that can handle crowds the way it needs to?
I don't know the specific number of attractions. I know the specific kind of attractions that would help. And I was looking at the
Smaller
plot of
rides.
land. Well, the plot of land that they have there, it just feels. I look. I have no idea what's coming, but it feels like a dark ride, a boat ride, maybe with Creature from the Black Lagoon would fit in really, really well if that's the direction that they decide to go. I don't know what it is. I've seen it from above, from the Helios. If you go up to the top of the Helios Hotel and you go to the bar area there and you look down, because you're actually on the outside of the building, you can see all the expansion pads. They also have a huge amount of land behind Wizarding World as well. So
Oh, yeah,
they have a lot of space to fill. And I think that there's eventually going to be also a City Walk type shopping district that will eventually be attached to this. So yeah, they have a lot of room to expand. Yes, they definitely need to increase the capacity. I haven't been there in a year, so I would imagine that some of the trees have grown in to provide a little bit more shade than it has been in the past. But I can also say that when I was there were plenty of buildings to go into that had air conditioning. So that was, I didn't have any issue with personally with the amount of shade or lack of shade that there was. I've never experienced heat in any theme park like I have in Toy Story Land and Hollywood Studios. That's been the worst for me. But Epic, I mean, to expand Dark Universe is fantastic. The only time I have been in Dark Universe has been at night, and it was amazing. It is everything you'd want from the Haunted Mansion, but on steroids, so to speak. And it's just so much fun. Like just the violinist and the Invisible Man, and I think you saw him. Igor is hilarious out there. The things that he's doing. When you go in, Monsters Unchained is the queue is almost just as good as the ride, and the ride is.
Yeah.
You can't explain it unless you've been on it, how outstanding it is. It's amazing. And I wouldn't even say it's not scary like a haunted house is scary, like, people jumping out at you, but it is like a fun type of a scary.
It's intense, that's for sure.
To give people an idea,
throws your entire body towards this organ player, hunchback guy, and flames shoot out of the pipe organ, and you're like, and then it pulls you back out of it. I mean, it's really...
When you guys went,
ride.
did you guys have Express, or you guys just went in like everyone else?
I never had Express.
I didn't have Express.
See, there you go. You don't need Express.
It can be done. Folks, get ready. Fireworks and expansion lands coming to Epic, and I believe it's all because of nighttime spectaculars, and I think it's going to be a spectacular addition to what people want to do when they're at Epic, as opposed to perhaps Disney World.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.